Abusafo a high Ghanatube so model snowy matina sibium and insem. Ahudu bi a ekoso e the four corners of Ghana ebremona me num enkwano enje fufuo no afei so me ma me ponko empenti nti me pese ye be wakotie insem ahudu bi a ekoso e wo oman Ghana na se ba na abusafo matwa so e dia ma ofefefe ye nkotie mbra.
Up next on Ghana Tonight, nearly 1,000 prisoners have been pardoned by President John Dramani Mahama, and while some of them have been released outrightly from the release that we got from the presidency earlier today, some have also had their sentences as well mitigated. So, in effect, this is the full details of the statement that was put out earlier today by the president, and if the presidency, but it was signed by Felix Kwatiofosu. President John Dramani Mahama has, in consultation with the Council of State, granted amnesty to 998 prisoners across Ghana out of a total of 1,014 prisoners recommended by the Prison Service Council. Now, the decision is in accordance with Article 72(1) of the 1992 Constitution, which empowers the president to grant pardons, reprieves, or commute sentences in persons who are going to be beneficiaries of the said Amnesty Act. This decision the president took in consultation with the Council of State. And let's take a look at the details of Article 72(1), that specific provision in our Constitution that empowers the president to do what he has done as of earlier this evening when we received the statement. The 72(1), prerogative of mercy. The president may, and it's instructive that you pay attention to the wording of this particular constitutional provision. And as Dennis Paperi-Wadam Esquire will say, the may and shall defines how the provision of that particular act is executed. The president may, acting in consultation with the Council of State, grant to a person convicted of an offense a pardon, either free or subject to lawful conditions, or grant to a person a respite, either indefinite or for a specified period, from the execution of punishment imposed on him for an offense. So you look at the details of 72(1)(a, the president acting in consultation with the Council of State. The president is not really bound to do so, but then he can take that decision, grant to a person convicted of an offense a pardon, either free or subject to lawful conditions. So that's what we're going to see, the details of the various categories of inmates who have enjoyed or who are going to enjoy this pardon or amnesty granted by the president today. He has the power to also grant to a person a respite, either indefinite or for a specified period, from the execution of punishment imposed on him for an offense. Also, the president may, in consultation with the Council of State, substitute a less severe form of punishment for a punishment imposed on a person for an offense. So we're going to see in instances where the president is going to be making substitution for a more severe punishment with a lesser or less severe form of punishment, or remit the whole or part of a punishment imposed on a person, or of a penalty or forfeiture otherwise due to government on account of any offense. So this is the detail of Article 72(1) of the 1992 Constitution of the Republic of Ghana, that the president has exercised this particular authority or the power in this Article 72(1), and this is what the president has done today, based on what we do know. These are the numbers, and we're going to start from the top. Out of the 998, out of the 1,014 who were initially recommended for amnesty by the Prison Service Council, 998, just 2 of them shy of 1,000, were granted this amnesty. Out of the 998, 787 of them are first-time offenders. And bear in mind, the statement that we got did not come with the names or identities of these beneficiaries of the amnesty by the president. 787 of them are first-time offenders, and then also 87 of them are persons who were sentenced to death, but their sentences have been commuted now to life imprisonment. And this is instructive because, if you recall, on July 25, 2023, Parliament passed bills to amend the Criminal Offences Act and the Armed Forces Act, which in turn replaced the death penalty with life imprisonment for most offences. But because that particular amendment did not take retrospective effect, this decision by the president is instructive and is beneficial, especially to those who have been serving the death sentences, but as a result of that amendment and not taking retrospective effect, they would now have to still be on death row, waiting the president's intervention. So as far as we do know, 87 of inmates who are serving death sentences, albeit has been repealed or reviewed, we have them now enjoying the presidential amnesty or pardon. Now, 51 of the inmates have also had their life sentences now commuted to 20 years definite term. So take a look at this. Those who were sentenced to death have now had their death sentences now reduced, essentially, to life imprisonment. 51 who were sentenced to life imprisonment have now had their sentences reduced to 20 years definite term. And 33 of inmates who were categorized as seriously ill have also been granted amnesty. Now, when this statement came out, a number of you started sending messages and asking questions on social media whether William Atuesian, the CEO of defunct Capital Bank, whom we saw a swell of campaign and advocacy for him to be granted amnesty because of his ill health. In fact, there were pictures and videos of him not looking too well. Some of you were asking whether he was part of the 33 who, based on their description of seriously ill, have been given pardon. We do not know that. Graphic Online is already quoting a source that they have at the presidency who has indicated that William Atuesian and Agrada are not part of this, but Agrada is been behind bars for less than 3 months. So she's out of the equation on this matter. But William Atuesian, according to Graphic Online, they are quoting their source that he is not part of the 33 seriously ill persons who have been granted amnesty today by the president. We cannot independently, corroborate that particular report. We'll see how the coming days will look like. But the identities of these persons were not also put out. 36 of the inmates who are over 70 years, irrespective of their offense, they've been forgiven. President says, you know what, you're over 70 years, irrespective of your offense, 36 of them, just go home. And there are 2 nursing mothers as well who have been given some amnesty. Plus, there were petitions about some inmates that the president, in consultation with the Council of State, has also taken a decision to now grant them amnesty. 2 petitions specific about some 2 unnamed or unidentified inmates in there. That makes up the 998 of the inmates who have received amnesty in different categories from the president earlier today. And that is also in conformity with the details of Article 72(1) of the 1992 Constitution, as we did indicate.
SEO wa mo sempa obetimi e comment abrame comment section. Hit the comment box no na fa comment ni nyina egum emame na modofo snowy awon fe ba mejebre na makenkan ni na e de amam fefefe na se reply bi won so na ma reply e de amam fefefe. Make I will say channel a o share so yi Ghanatube ebusiafo on subscribe ya memory mfi so be subscribe na afin so notification bell no wo de wonsa emia so for quick updates. Don't forget so say like na share videos ni nyina e de amam aha Ghanatube so come